If you've ever had this feeling that something was terribly wrong with the world that we live in, but you couldn't figure out just what it was, then you've come to the right place. Secret societies, mystery religions, and the Illuminati have been controlling our reality since the beginning of time. But not anymore, because there is an awakening happening, and you are about to become a part of it. Wake up, because this is a call for an uprising.
This is a call for an uprising. Welcome to today's show, and thank you for being subscribed here on this channel. I appreciate all of you who came over and hit the subscribe button from my other YouTube channels, which have been extremely successful and extremely suppressed. But it's good to know that there's still a lot of you out there that care about the content and enjoy being here, so thank you. I just want to remind everyone before I get into these wonderful things that our new president-select is doing that we all should be applauding. Over on the website, callforanuprising.com, $2.99 a month is where my main C19er stuff is going to be. There's so much stuff going on with the new phases, things that are happening that you're not allowed to talk about in regards to things that are occurring to people who are going and getting jabs. So that stuff is exclusively over there. And again, the forum over there is really, it's exploding. A lot of people are on there. I kind of said it weird, but it's a lot of people are sharing really good information there. So I'm really enjoying reading what you guys have to say and post and share, as opposed to just reading comments on YouTube where 80% of them are trolls, you know, and 20% of them are actually people who care about this stuff. And that is true because, you know, a lot of the comments end up, when you guys share articles, you don't know this probably if you don't have a channel, but when you share links, it goes into spam. And I'll tell you right now, no content creator who has a lot of subs checks their spam box because it is in the hundreds of thousands of spams, because there's real spam in there, and then there's people who are trying to share info and they won't let you do that. So again, that's why the forum is important. So check out the website if you haven't. Now, I talked about Joe getting into office. Wonderful stuff. I'm sure most of you, if you haven't heard, this is something that's really important to see. Joe, I guess he's not aware of some of the stuff that he's signing, which is exactly what you want to see from a president. I mean, and we're talking about the first day in office. So yeah, I mean, he's not even sure, you know. Look, I know all this stuff is a show and it's fake. I get it. These orders that they sign, they're coming from above. I mean, there's stuff that they pretend like, oh, the Senate and the House of Representatives, and they vote for this, and they say yay, and they say no, because they want to give you the illusion of a republic. So the crap that gets on the president's desk, it's a joke anyway. The signature thing is just part of the show to make it look like this is a republic and this is how it works. But just the fact that you got the guy openly saying he doesn't even know what he's signing just shows you what a show it truly, truly is. You can't make it up. That's like going into somebody coming to you with a contract and saying, you know, you're going to have to pay them $5 million and you only have $50 in the bank, and being like, you just sign it without reading it, or signing your life away, or like these musicians that I expose here on YouTube who sign their souls away, which actually is a real thing, even though people go, you can't give away your soul. Well, they make deals with the devil, and they openly admit to that. So doesn't even know what he's signing. That's a really good start. But I talked about a few of the first things that President-elect Joe Biden has put into order here, where we have 20-something bills now that have been signed or eradicated or revised, starting with the fact that on the White House website we have pronouns now added, which is wonderful news. I applauded that the other day. He hand selected this lovely person to be the head of health. Very important to do. And now what is he up to? Well, the important things in the early stages here, including, by the way, ordering reviews of domestic extremism threats here in America, which I'll get into. But before that, he's lifting Trump's trans military ban. So the order he's signing today is reversing the Trump-era ban on trans individuals serving in the military. And take a look. I think this is actually a good thing.
President Biden is pushing hard on a number of fronts as he enters his first full week as president. He's going to sign more executive orders today, including a new Buy America plan. Senior White House correspondent Mary Bruce has the details. Good morning, Mary.
Good morning, George. Well, President Biden is continuing his blitz of executive actions. Today, he'll try to fulfill that campaign promise by signing an order encouraging the federal government to, quote, buy American and purchase goods and services from U.S. companies. Now, the law already requires this, but businesses have been frustrated by loopholes and waivers that still exist. This order is going to try and clamp down on all of that. And we've also learned from sources that the president today will be signing an executive order lifting the Pentagon's ban on transgender people serving in the military. That controversial policy that President Trump put in place a few years ago. Biden has long supported reversing this, and we've learned that the new Defense Secretary, Lloyd Austin, who of course also supports this, will be on hand for the signing, George.
So the executive order sets the policy that all Americans who are qualified to serve in the armed forces of the U.S. should be able to serve. Biden said he believes that gender identity should not be a bar to military service, and the American strength is found in its diversity. I applaud this 100%. Trans people out there, you should be applauding it too. I say go sign up today for the military. Get on the front lines. Go on, get out there, serve your country. Do what you want to do out there. Serve your country. Get out in the battlefield, right? We need more of you out there on the battlefield. So that's wonderful news for the LGBTQ activists. QZYXC123 exclamation point, colon, comma, whatever you want to call it. There's so many initials to it, I can't keep up. But Biden is meeting with Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin and others. The policy has been roundly derided by the LGBTQ activists as cruel and irrational. It was first announced by Trump in July 2017. The ban specifically blocks individuals who have been diagnosed with a condition known as gender dysphoria. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. Gender dysphoria from serving with limited exceptions. So I agree. You know what? Let them get out there. Put them in the front lines. Let them serve and protect, right? Go for it. Go for it. Might be a good thing for this world. So that's one of the things going on, so we can all be thrilled about that. A lot of the other stuff that he signed over is just giving more and more over to FEMA, which I can't cover here on YouTube, which I'll cover on my website, but giving a lot of power over to FEMA to do a lot of things and open a lot of places so people can go get the jabby jab. And on top of all that, of course, within the first couple of days, well, first day pretty much, one of the most important things is to have his team review the extremist threat in this country, which somehow means you and me, believe it or not, because we have an opinion. We get lumped in, which is why my channels continue to get banned. We get lumped in with Q, with white supremacy. I mean, it's some of this stuff's unbelievable. I mean, I'm sure, I got to be careful what I say. But they said new methods are needed. More needs to be done. That's why the president is tasking the national security team to do exactly this review on his second day in office. So this is from Friday, I believe, or Thursday. The riot, obviously, the thing at the Capitol is which led to Trump's second impeachment, blah, blah, blah. But this is something that they're concerned about, right? And all this means is more that the whole Trump Q thing did what its purpose was, which I guess was what their purpose was from the get-go. And they waited to the end, and they did it properly. They built up so much hate and division in this country. And then, they did an event that was got people, clearly military agents in there, and people think it's just Joe Schmo, the plumber from across the street, scaling buildings like The Dark Knight. They think it's a real event, and they want justice, and they want people who have a difference of opinion. Well, even though they won't openly say that, they say no, because how you feel is a threat. Because you think that there's a conspiracy and all this stuff. And you believe everything on the news. You're the biggest threat to society because you're going to be breeding children who are mentally just not, what's the proper word? You're going to be, these people who believe in the news and the television are someday going to breed or already breeding. How scary is that? Because it's just going to multiply like babies, kids. Frightening. It really is. So this is the stuff that they're focused in on. I talked about this, around inauguration selection day, whatever the heck you want to call it, and how this is going to be right at the front because they have to do this while it's fresh in everyone's minds, the Capitol thing. right? I'm sure there'll be more stuff that goes down that they create with, funded by Soros, funded by these people, these billionaires who print money to continue to rile up the American people against us, me and you. Even though I'm pretty sure 99% of people listening to my channel are not Q followers, because I beg them, if they are, to leave and then return if you want when you wake up. But please don't poison the comment section with this stuff. If the news stories about March 4th, how Donald Trump is going to be back in power. I mean, I've never heard of, you want to talk about clinging on instead of just being self-aware and saying, hey, you know what? I messed up. Hey, guess what? I mess up all the time. If you follow my channel for the last 5 years, I'm batting zero on guessing who they're going to select as the next president. I mean, I don't lose sleep over it. It's just a guess. But, riding a losing bandwagon, like, thinking that Robert Kennedy Jr. is running the show and he's a lot. I mean, you just got to let it go. Like they say in Top Gun, right? You got to let him go. You got to let him go. So that's the stuff going on. Again, a lot of stuff going on over on the website. But we've got the military ban lifted, which is wonderful news. Let's all applaud. Yay! And, we're going to get the transgender people the rights they deserve. And that's to get them in the military on the front lines where they should be helping out. And wonderful stuff. Wonderful, wonderful stuff. So hope to see you guys over on the website. Thank you guys for listening to today's show. Hope you're all well. God bless you and your families.